Greetings, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Division D West matchup between the undefeated Clouded Minds and third place VibeCheque. And we'll have to fill you in on the map bans and everything as we go along because teams are really anxious to get in here and play. So we're going to go head straight to the draft. We're going to Garden of Terror. How about that? They just want to get in there and play the game, and I can't say that I blame them. So the coin flip went to VibeCheque. They chose first pick. So we have Volskaya and Braxis banned out by Clouded Minds, Infernal Shrines and Dragonshire banned out by VibeCheque, and Clouded Minds has decided that we're going to go to Garden of Terror, giving VibeCheque the first pick. And we'll see who their captain Mega Milk wants to get rid of for this first ban. I kind of like to prioritize camping on this map, so maybe we'll see some bruisers with high camp potential taken like Artanis, that kind of thing, but we'll see. But Stukov will not be able to clear camps with his big fat flappy arm on this map, and Anubrak's going to be gone. Pull up. I did a little bit of research earlier today. Let me see. Stukov. Yeah, they do play a lot of Stukov. They've got their 7-0 with Stukov this season, and Anubrak. He's got 7 games played for VibeCheque, so that's why they're banned. And Chromie, Cloud of Minds is 5-0 with Chromie this season, so she's gone. And Kerrigan, I don't see on the list. No, they're 4-1 with Kerrigan. So looks like both of these teams have done their research and they're getting rid of some heroes so they know the other team plays. I'd always rather see target bans than meta bans so much. So Sonya is the first pickup out of the gate, and we follow it up with Diablo and Tychus. And I believe Casey Court's Diablo this season is 5-0 with an 8.9 KDA. So that guy's got a good chance to get up on you, flip you into a wall, and kill you. So they got to be careful. We see Hogger taken for VibeCheque, followed up by Gigglesmack picking the Cassia. So she can get the blinds down on Tychus. We'll see if that becomes an issue for him. He might have to play around that just a little bit. So now we're into the second ban phase. Oh, Sergeant Scoops, rating with the party of 8. Thank you. Tip of the old hat to everyone. Welcome. Hope you enjoyed this Division D West matchup, and hope it was it's as good as whatever your previous game was. I'm sure Sergeant Scoops showed everyone a good time. So welcome to the party. All right, Greymane. We will have no Greymane this game. We don't have a healer yet for Clouded Minds, so wouldn't be surprised to see a healer ban. But there are some ranged assassins that Clouded Minds plays particularly well, so maybe you put up one of them as a ban. Nope, they get rid of Zul. So that'll leave the 3rd and 4th picks for Clouded Minds upcoming. And we'll see who they take. I believe Kael'thas is played a lot by Clouded Minds with an insane KDA, so kind of surprising he didn't come up in the bans. And again, in Storm League or down where I play, Kael'thas is first pick, ban all the time, but that's not necessarily reality. However, we do see Kael'thas come out, and he'll have Star Knight's Deckard feeding him potions all night long. So that'll keep him nice and healthy, hopefully. At least that's what Clouded Minds is hoping. So Sergeant Scoops, when you say let's go boys, is there particular boys that you're rooting for, or just rooting for both teams in general for a great game? So we get Muradin by Blue Space Hat and Jax Taxaman on the Anduin, so he'll be able to pull someone from danger. Every 75 seconds, someone gets a get out of jail free card. And who will we see as the last pick? Probably an off-laner bruisery type. And Deathwing. Don't get much bigger and bruisery than that. So there we go. And it doesn't look like anyone's going to swap. So we'll give you guys something cool to watch, and we will see you on the other side. right, waiting on the teams to load in. So, looking at the drafts, chat, who do you think got the better of the draft there? I think for just raw damage, I like Clouded Mines, but I'm intrigued by the VibeCheque draft because I think maybe they'll be able to take camps a little bit more quickly and stay on top of that with Sonya and Hogger. So I probably give the nod to Clouded Mines, but I'm intrigued, and I think VibeCheque, if they play it well, they could come back and make me eat my words there. All right, so let's get into the game. Let's introduce the blue team. And in the blue corner, we have KC Court on the Diablo, Trilena on Tychus, Star Knight on Deckard, Ruffian on Kel'Thas, and Traxxas on Deathwing. And in the red corner, we have Mega Milk on Sonya, the Red Faced Beast on Hogger, Giggle Schmack on Cassia, Blue Space Hat on Muradin, and Jax Taxman on the Anduin. So, we've said we're not going to keep it clean. I'm not sure what that means. We'll have to see how it goes. So let's head to the mid lane, which is why we start, as per the HOTS bylaws and traditions. And Deathwing walks right across the mid line and says, I'm not impressed. I'm going to come over and I'm going to set some of your buildings on fire. So, clearing that wave there. Decker doing a good job. He's already got all 5 of his potions out. A nice little potion garden there for everyone to pick from as they need. Sonya's not coming to the melee. She's going to go ahead and get soaking bottom. So, she's doing a great job getting that wave taken care of. And Deathwing and looks like Deathwing and Hogger are going to be battling out in the top lane. Tychus coming down to deal with Sonya. Mega Milk just chilling out there while that wave is cleared. And so that leaves a 3v3 in the mid. We'll see how long that lasts. Let's pop up our talents there. So we've got Kel'Thas collecting globes with Mana Addict. Cassia collecting, Qs with Thunderstroke. And Muradin, as always, collecting stuns. He took he's got the normal quest and he took the other quest on top of it. That's kind of the standard Muradin build these days. So, Clouded Mines going to go ahead and rotate up to their camp. Kel'Thas and Deckard. Deckard smacking around with a stick. They'll take that easily. Hogger taking it with a slightly different style where Kel'Thas and Deckard just patiently throwing auto attacks at it. Hogger is spinning all over the place like a wild man. But they both get their camps taken. So those camps will meet up in that top lane. And VibeCheque is devoting quite a bit more in the way of resources to this. So Deathwing's going to try and hold them at bay. Doing a good job of burning that camp down with a fire, and they have to kind of respect that and not stand in it. I raided in WoW for several years, and that's one thing I learned. Maybe the only thing I learned. Do not stand in the fire or the raid leader will yell at you. So it's kind of an instinct at this point. So both camps gone. We have an Invade Clouded Mines coming down to take the camp on the red side of the map. It is the camp down by the objective, so they had to come that way anyway. But that does mean the red team will be there too, so they're going to be found out. So I think they're kind of assuming that they're going to be able to get away with this. And Diablo charges the way out, and Cassia throws the fend on top of him, but he does jump through the potions. Decker take Ruby? Yeah, he took Ruby, and Diablo got a big belly full of those rubies. So it's really hard to die when you have all those potions on the ground. So he does charge Anduin, flips him over his shoulder. Anduin very, very low, but he is going to walk away. But that does give Clouded Mines time to check the point. And we have 1-0 there. So that camp mid, Deathwing's going to deal with that. So no harm, no foul. But let's go back to the bottom lanes. We've got a little bit of action down here. So one of the towers and the gate are down. The other tower is still up for VibeCheque. And let's see, Star Knight's going to have to go back through the town portal. Possibly my favorite Hearth animation in the entire game right there. So teams almost dead even on experience. A lot of camps being taken, but nobody really getting a lot of value one way or the other. I mean, a little bit of damage to some of the walls, but no one's crushed a lane. All the camps have been dealt with very quickly by the other team. So both these teams really on top of the macro game here. So Diablo once again gets that fend, and he charges, and he's in a little bit of trouble, and Murden finishes him off. So now we've got a 5v4. VibeCheque clearing up the seed. Gigglesmack trying to channel, gets interrupted by the magic Dorito there. Diablo's up in 3. I don't know if they're going to be able to poke that out, and they're not. So that's 1-1. This game is super, super even. We've got a little bit more XP for Cloud of Mines right now, but it's really, really small. So Kael'thas's doing a really good job on the stacking quest. He's almost halfway there. He'll be a lot safer once he gets 20. And speaking of being safe, Hogger is not safe. In fact, he's on fire, and he has about 20 seconds to go back and think about his decisions there. So he'll be out. And in the mid lane, we've got Deathwing just very passively hanging. I don't mean passive in a bad way, but he doesn't have to be aggressive. He's got that long distance flame. He can just toast the minions from where he sits. We have the top camp taken on the blue side by Clouded Mines. Diablo thought about maybe getting mixed up in that Murden business there, but decided they're just going to go and head down to the objective. But first, they're going to take the camp. They do have time. We've got VibeCheque coming in. It'll be 4v4. It'll be 5v4 if VibeCheque hurries. We've got those rubies coming out again, keeping Diablo alive. Murden, I think, got a stun on Diablo, but he's really, really low. And then Deathwing, definitely not being passive there, comes in, swooping over everyone else. And Murden and Sonya goes down. So those are 2 big bodies gone. I would think that Cloud of Mines is going to be able to take this. They also have their heroics online, and VibeCheque do not. So VibeCheque, they're not going to be able to defend that. So that gives us 2v1. If Cloud of Mines can take the next one, they'll get the plants pushing down the lane. Cloud of Mines, very aggressive on the macro, taking that camp for the second time. And I think they're going to come down with the camp, and they're going to push this fort. Probably going to take it pretty easily here. I don't think there's anything the VibeCheque can do about it down 9v10 right now. So the fort does go down. Cassia just chilling out, clearing that middle lane. Nope, she backs up. So that camp is going to do a little bit of damage to the wall. No, they're going to deal with it. So Siege Giant got a couple shots off onto that tower, but it's still standing. So wow, let's zoom way out because there's so much going on here. Diablo with the sick APOC there, and I see a lot of low health bars for VibeCheque. Sonya goes down. Diablo is now at 100 souls, so he's a big healthy boy. Hogger goes down. Cassie goes down. Tychus gets a double there. Deathwing jumps down, and Murden, he jumps out of the triangle, but he's going to be hit by a flame strike, although Deathwing got credit for that. I give Kael'thas a big fat assist for that. So that's 5v1, and Sonya's up now 5v2, but Anu and Sonya are not going to do anything. The rest of the team popping up shortly, but they're not going to be close enough, and that's going to be an objective for Clouded Mines. And they were able to tip that camp and take that camp. That was a nice big brain play. So they're going to start off mid. Diablo stuns Mega Milk, and she is able to get out, but that fort is not going to be as lucky. So let's go check out the bottom lane. So bottom lane is almost cleared up. Top lane's about 50%, but that mid objective is still well over 50% health. Diablo coming and pulling Murden back. Uh-oh. Tychus is in trouble. Sonya takes him down. Then the lightning is coming out, bouncing all over the place. Diablo is able to charge out of the lightning range. Sonya's spinning to win. Oh, she has to back up, and now she's going to get a dragon dropped onto her face, so she's going to have to back up a little bit. Deathwing doesn't pursue her. I don't think he could have killed her anyway, so I think that was a wise decision. So Clouded Mines, having taken 2 forts down and taken another fort down to 50% or so, is just going to continue to apply the pressure and get that macro game going. Both teams have been good about taking camps on the route, but I think Cloud of Mind's just on top of it a little bit. They're a little crisper right now. And Kael'thas now has his globe, so he's going to have a nice shield. VibeCheque thinking about invading that camp, but Deathwing's hanging out there and Tychus is hanging out there, and I think they're going to go look for something else to do on the map. Probably coming down and taking this camp down here. We'll have to see. 3 of them are going to stay and clear that mid lane. Oh, no, they're not. So I think the minions are probably going to take care of that siege camp. I don't think there's a whole lot to be done there. Someone might have to come and take out the last little bit, but so VibeCheque takes their bottom siege camp, and it's going to push against the Bruiser camp. The Bruiser camp is down. They've taken it down, so we'll see how far those siege giants get. Cloud of Minds, they're all, except for Deathwing, all here in the mid, so I wonder if they're waiting for someone to make a bad rotation through the mid. We've got 4v4. Sonya's coming in as 5v4. Diablo jumps in on the APOC. Anduin pulls one of his teammates back to safety so they don't get a kill there. Deckard with the stay a while and listen. And then the fear on top of that. And then the fire and all sorts of bad things. Kael'thas has got fire. Deathwing has got fire. All sorts of fire happening. I see a lot of low health bars. Cassie is the lowest because it's a 0 right now. So she's going to be out of the fight for a while. Deathwing's going to charge forward. And they have Hogger isolated. So Hogger's going to go down. The objective is up. But Clouded Minds has a talent advantage. They have a 3-level lead with 16 to 13. So they're going to take that keep down. We'll see if they stay for more or not. They could. I don't know. I'm not sure how they'll play it. So they're going to take the keep, be happy with what they got, and then they're going to head back to the objective. A little surprised they didn't invade on those 2 top camps, but they don't really have to make that play. That's the nice thing about the situation they're in. And if you look at the map, it's really good for them. They don't have to make a play right now. They just have to play the map and continue to be crisp on the macro. VibeCheque probably has to make a play. So if you're looking at someone that has to force something, I think it's probably VibeCheque. So it's going to be rough, though. They have that 16-14 disadvantage, so they've got to soak about a level and a half here just to get on an even talent footing. So we'll see if they're able to do that. Not a lot of minions available to be soaked. The lanes are fairly pushed out. So that camp in the top is pushing the wall, but Cloud of Minds is going to come up and clean that up and then clean up that wave. So as VibeCheque inches closer to 16, Cloud of Minds is inching closer to 20. So there's going to be this sweet spot where VibeCheque is going to be on an even talent tier. They'll be 2 levels down, but maybe they can make something happen. So they decide they're going to take this bottom fort because they see a lot of blue on the top of the map. So they knew they could get away with it. But Deathwing came down and defended that pretty much all by himself, and the fort still stands. And members of VibeCheque showing him a ton of respect. They're going to try and poke that out, and they do get the fort. So they'll back up because that's a very, very healthy Deathwing. Clouded Minds. Camp pops up. Camp gets taken down. It's just the rhythm of the game they've established here. They're doing a really good job, almost like a metronome. Tick, tick, tick. Camp, camp, camp. VibeCheque taking their bottom siege camp. So 16 is almost here. I think they have enough here if they grab this little wave in the mid. There is 16. And Clouded Minds is 18. So do we see VibeCheque trying to make something happen? We'll have to see how it goes. They're taking another camp. That bottom Bruiser camp. And the objective is popped down here. VibeCheque going to make a stand for it. They kind of have to because Clouded Minds has 2. Ooh, Light Bomb goes off, hits Diablo. Uh-oh, that's a lot of low blue health bars there. Kael'thas goes down first. Tychus is getting chased down, but he's going to be okay, and instead Cassia goes down. Diablo's in some trouble. Anduin walks out to the back. And is he going to be able to keep Hogger alive? No, he does not. And Muradin tries to run away, but Diablo reaches out and pulls him back, says, nope, I'm going to flip you over my shoulder, and we're going to deal with you. So Tychus gets the double there. So that's going to be probably another objective for Clouded Mines, which will give them the plants running down. And we've only got 2 members up right now to defend that. Cassie will be up very, very shortly. So this is going to be rough. And, oh yeah, during this fight, since they don't have enough to worry about, Clouded Mines will be 20 here very shortly. So they're going to have their 20s online. And they're, almost 3 levels away from 20. So I think this is going to do it. Core's getting just ripped apart. We're down at 40%. VibeCheque making a valiant defense there. But Deathwing almost going down, but ends up with, what is that, 4 health as the game ends. All right, so let's head over to the game summary and check out what happened, shall we? As soon as I get the game results, there we go. So 12-3, and Tychus going 6-6-1. So he did have 1 death, but he had 12 takedowns. So I don't think anyone's going to give him any flack about that 1 death. And he did lead DPS. Deathwing was definitely a force, led in XP and led in siege damage. Let's go look at the heals. Neither one of them put up huge numbers. Then again, there wasn't the constant team fighting that's going to get you the huge numbers like that. But Decker did outperform Anduin a little bit there. So 12-3. The macro game was really, really on point for Clouded Mines. And I think, you see 12-3, that tells me that they won some more team fights. But I think the biggest thing that I would point to is one of their keys to victory is just that crisp macro game that as soon as the camps are up, they're taking them. And they did have a couple of really nice invades on that bottom camp. So that's going to give them a point. And we're going to take a quick break while we set up game 2, and we'll be right back.
If you're gonna get through the summer, you need stamina. You need strength. You need Tychus Finley's Bust Your Ass Workout. You want a beach buddy for the first time in your timid little life? Well, I got the toughest fitness program in the multiverse. But you cannot argue with results. I guarantee I can turn anybody into a rock-solid hero!
Looks like you need a timeout.
Tychus Finley, Bust Your Ass, and Tychus Finley are not responsible for damage inflicted by cannonballs, ghost pirates, enemy minions, garden terrors, web weavers, dragon knights, or immortals. Please consult the sport class to determine if Bust Your Ass, scrappy, all sales final. As I was saying, I can transform any... Now listen, you know none of this is legally binding, right? Hell, it's about summertime.
As king, I dedicated my life to Tristram and served its people with all my heart. In exchange, they called me a madman and betrayed me. But I have returned, stronger than ever. These so-called heroes think they can destroy me. But I cannot be killed again.
All right, welcome back. So I've done my favorite thing to do as a caster, and that is give someone a point. And then it looks like we are going to Cursed Hollow. VibeCheque decides they want first pick, so Clouded Mines has chosen Cursed Hollow. So let's make it official and put the map up there. Now it's official. And teams are ready. Let them know they can crank it up at their convenience. Looks like everything's in place. I see everyone on the right team. Everyone's on the right side. I'm in the game. And Hunter, I did check, and they're not going to pause for 20 minutes while you catch up, so you will have to indeed check the VOD later. Thanks to everyone in chat for coming out tonight. Hopefully we entertained you with the first game, so we'll see if we can entertain you with the second and possibly the third. So I was assured by some people in the DivD chat today that VibeCheque matches always go 3 games. So if you're a betting person, maybe you want to bet on VibeCheque this game. So we'll have to see how it goes. All right, teams are kicking off the match, so let's get into the draft. Wonder if we'll see any respect bans after that first game. See if there's anyone that they saw and didn't like the cut of their jib, and they would not like to see the second one. So, all right, let's get into it. Teams are ready. Once again, Mega Milk will be making that first ban. Stukov, they've determined not to see the Stukov. I can't blame them. Stukov is a pain in the butt to deal with when he's played well, and Cloud of Mind says playing well. They don't want to see the Nubrak, so right now this is playing out very much like the first draft did. Chromie, so they're sticking to their guns. You beat us with the other heroes, but we do not want your Stukov, we don't want your Chromie, and we don't want the Kerrigan. I think those are the same. Someone in chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe those are the first 4 bans that we had last game. Hey, Tiger with the 100 bits. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. And Tychus going to change teams. Hope he brought his red jersey because he's on the red team this game. Got traded at halftime. So let's see, who do we pick up here without that Tychus? Do we see the Diablo come out first? He was really, really aggressive and did a really, really good job of running that front line. Nope. He wants the Varian, and we'll get the Sylvanas with it. Not my War Chief, just for the record. Not my War Chief. So I want that to be known on the official record. It's a good thing they got rid of that Stukov, because that Varian taunt with the Stukov silence underneath it is really gross to play against. So Deckard also getting traded, some kind of a package deal. I wonder what they sent in the other direction. Maybe some players will be named later, maybe some cash considerations, maybe a bag of pucks, who knows. But Deckard and Tychus will be suiting up for the red team, along with everyone's favorite Shimada brother, Hanzo. And let's see who Clouded Minds does not want to see with that combination. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe a tank here, and there we are. ETC, they do have a pretty good ETC player if my memory serves. So let's see who we want to get rid of for Clouded Minds. Who's going to be sitting on the sidelines fetching water for the rest of the team. No Brightwing. So without Deckard there, they don't need to take the healer now, because VibeCheque already has one. So my guess is we'll see that as a 5th pick. I'm just kind of curious as to what we'll see come out with Brightwing, Stukov, and Deckard out of the rotation. I wonder if we'll see Anduin on the blue team. Nope, we'll see Malfurion. Will Malfurion take the new Sleepy Roots talent at 1? It's super annoying to deal with. I don't like seeing it in Storm League. I will admit I did not read the patch notes the first week, and the first Storm League game I played was against Malfurion, and I was very, very confused why I was sleeping for the first couple of minutes of the game. So, pro tip, read the patch notes before you queue up, kids. Yeah, alright, so we see May and Mega Milk on the Gazlowe. So Gazlowe could, if left to his own devices, and if they don't keep on top of him, could just push the snot out of a lane the entire game and be a real thorn in the side of Clouded Minds. So we still haven't seen the off lane / bruiser from Clouded Minds. So we'll see what they counter. And Murky, and I believe they've played Murky 5 times this season, and they're 5-0 with it. So, all right. Well, let me give you guys something fun to watch while we get this going, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, team's still waiting on the maps to load. So, Chad, I'll ask you the same question I asked you before the first game. Whose draft do you like better here? I think I'm going to go with VibeCheque. Maybe that's just me. I don't like playing against May. I find the Blizzard annoying. But we'll have to see how it goes. I mean, both teams, some solid rosters. And obviously, these are heroes they really, really know how to play. Or they wouldn't be in first and third place in their divisions. So let's mix it up and let's introduce VibeCheque first here. So we have in the red trunks, Red Face Beast on Tychus, Jax Taxman on Deckard, Giggle Schmack on Hanzo, Blue Space Hat on May, and Mega Milk on Gazlo. And over in the blue, we have not pictured here. Murky is already, he's raring to go in that bottom lane. That's Traxxix. Li Ming is Ruffian, Malfurion is Storm Knight, Varian is KC Court. That's a War Chief right there. And Sylvanas is Trilana. So, Sylvanas down in the bottom lane. Is that going to be a Brie or is it going to be a Cheddar? Or is it going to be a Swiss? A little bit of cheese there. She's going to take that tower. Oh, she's getting rotated on, so hopefully she's got her Banshee and she'll be able to get out of there. Tychus really laying it on her there. Is she going to be able to queue out of there? And she does, but she gets caught by the magic triangle, just escaping. So, wow, Tychus, well played. I think Tychus knew she was going to be at the well after that, and that was a grenade. So, big brain playing Tychus there. Didn't have to see her, just did it blind. So, Murky's up to some business down there. So, I think that Murky Sylvanas push, they're just going to be a pain to deal with here this game. So Deckard's got 5 potions set out, so they're ready for business in the bottom lane. In the top lane, we've got Ming versus Hanzo. I'm interested to see how that plays out. I'm not sure who beats who in that lane, so we'll have to see. Also interested to see what build May goes. Is that a Calamity Ming or is that something else? VibeCheque, Sylvanas came to their side of the map to start the game, so they're going to go to Sylvanas' side of the map. And they've got 3 down there. They're going to take the camp. Well, they're going to kill the camp. The camp will be dead. The question is, are they going to get out of there with it? The camp does tip red, and Deckard throws the triangle there to help them get out, and they do escape. Camp's going to be ripped down in short order. It got a little bit of damage on the tower, so didn't get a lot of value, but sometimes it's just good enough to take it off the board. So you don't get anything out of it, but the other team doesn't either. So in the bottom lane, we've got this this Gazlo Murky matchup here. I feel like maybe we should queue up Yakety Sack because I think this is going to be a weird matchup down here this entire game. We'll have to see who wins it there. And Murky's on the wrong side of the fort. Does he know that? He's supposed to be on the other side of the fort, but he does not care. And he's going to be a thorn in Gazlo's side, so we'll have to come back to that one, though. In the meantime, VibeCheque taking the Brewster camp right before the objective pops, so really good timing there. And Clouded Mind's going to be doing the same. So teams will have camps pushing, giving the other team something to think about. That camp is taken. Hanzo kind of teeing off on this tower. I think he's probably going to be able to get one of the towers down. Nope. He's got to kind of reset, get ready for the objective. Got a nice fight mid. 2 camps coming in. You got 3v4. Nice taunt onto Tychus, but he does escape. Ming's orb comes up a little bit short. So a lot of enemy fire going back and forth, but no one really getting low there. The red camp is gone, so the blue camp is still pushing at about 85% health, so it's going to get to that wall. They're going to have to deal with it. But they were able to split someone off and grab the objective, so I think that's why this fight went Cloud & Mind's way in the mid, because they did grab the objective, so that's probably an okay trade-off. I think that's something they're willing to live with, as long as it doesn't get too crazy down here. The camp is gone. They did lose a gate. They still do have both turrets up there, so let's go down and check out this murky Gazlo thing. I like to get them on screen, in case, I don't know, their parents are watching the game or something, so sometimes you can lose the solo laners entirely in a cast, so we got to go check them out. So the objective is up. Hanzo is coming down, so he'll be a little bit late to the party, but he'll come out and have arrows ready to throw all over the place, just like that. I don't think we're going to see anyone channel until at least 2 or 3 people are dead, so let's see how this one plays out. Sylvanas getting rid of those annoying turrets. Gazlo coming up from the bottom there, just kind of poking away. Oh, but he gets taunted, and 3 members of Cloud & Minds just descend right on Gazlo. I don't know if he was expecting quite that much attention, so he's going to sit out for a little bit. Deckard took Ruby, so you'll see lots of little potions there. Don't forget, the little potions are almost as good as the big ones. Another pro tip there. So that evens up the objective at 1-1. So we've got Varian and Malfurion down here against Mei and Hanzo. Gazlo is about to be here, so that fight is about to flip around. And Malfurion did not take Sleepy Roots. Took the other one. So I want to check in that Ming build. So it looks like we've gone just straight orb. So look for her to be popping people from distance here. Let's see. No camps ready to be taken on the map. So I think the teams will just be reporting the objective. XP is almost identical here. Varian with the taunt onto Mei and the Malfurion root, so she can't get away. She does pop her cryostasis, so she's going to be okay. And everyone for Cloud & Minds is up the objective, so they're going to let Murky channel that while they zone for him, and he is going to get it out. Hanzo pokes it, but not quite in time. And Sylvanas took out Tychus, and I missed it. I apologize for that, everyone. And Murky's going to get started on the mid here. Let's pop up some talents here. Or pardon me, some stats here. Uh-oh. Do we have a rotation coming down on the Gazlo? And more importantly, does Gazlo see it? Is he going to get back to safety? He's a little bit far left. Is he going to get taunted? He does indeed get taunted. He throws the Gravo Bomb because they have 10. But the Ming Beam and Malfurion actually gets credit for the kill. But I'm going to give a big fat assist to Ming on that because she did most of the damage. So VibeCheque is going to take the boss. This, I think, is a little bit risky because it's right next to the objective, so the blue team is going to be there, or so you would think. Nope, Cloud & Mind's going to take their boss too, so not nearly as risky as I was worried about. And Ween is coming in with the raid of 12. Ain't no raid like a Weenus raid, because, I don't know, I can't think of anything that rhymes, but thank you very much, sir. Most appreciated. So Heroic's here for everyone. Gazlo not here, so it is 5v4 for Cloud & Minds, which could be dangerous because they have 2 to 3. They get this and it's a curse. Varian with the taunt there, and then the root. But Hanzo with the arrow. However, Mei is the one who ends up on the ground. Sylvanas takes care of her. And I think, okay, so Hanzo's going to be able to poke it once. I don't know if he's going to be able to poke it a second time. That's going to be an objective, and that's going to be a curse. so we'll see what Clouded Minds could do with this first curse. Murky goes down. Hanzo got a nice shot onto him. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. Camera work is a mess today. Rusty. So the mid fort's going to go down. Bottom fort's been down for a while. Sylvanas is going to be working on the top one, but it looks like mid is where they're going to apply most of their energy. They've got one of the turrets almost down. VibeCheque is giving them a nice little fight here, so Icewall doesn't catch anybody. Oh, nice taunt from Varian onto Hanzo, and Hanzo's down. However, oh wow. Deckard with the nice stay a while and listen, but this is Sylvanas with even nicer mind control, so while the team was still asleep, it didn't matter. He got isolated and he went down. Sylvanas used the black arrow to take that keep down. And that's going to be the first keep. You've got a talent advantage. VibeCheque is going to be 13 here shortly, so are they going to work on the top? Yeah, they are. They've got the wall down at least. They do have that talent advantage for just a little bit more time, so maybe they can really, really press that. VibeCheque coming out to defend. I don't know that they're going to be able to defend this keep in time, though. Oh, Hanzo, really, really low. He's down to 140 health, and Murky's going to chase him all the way to the Hall of Storms to get bounced back. So he does survive. He's going to hang out in there and heal up for a little bit, though. He's coming back at about 75% health. Icewall kind of zones everyone out, doesn't hit anyone. May tries to get up on Varian, but doesn't quite get to him. So, let's see. Murky, does Murky want more? Just kind of hanging out, I think. I think at this point, if Murky can just draw some attention, that's all he has to do. We're kind of in the same position we were in game one. Clouded Minds doesn't have to make a play. VibeCheque does have to make a play. And if they've got to have one person with eyes in the back of their head watching a fish the entire game, that's not going to be easy for them. So Sylvanas ripping down this camp, but I see 5 red names coming this way. So Hanzo with a nice stun there, and Malfurion just explodes. He may not even respawn. He may have been deleted from the game entirely because he just got annihilated there. So that's 5v4 for VibeCheque. We'll see what they can do with it. Murky is going to look at taking that keep. So he's got one catapult with him and a siege giant. So Gassel's going to have to go back and babysit the fish. He's on sushi duty, I'd like to call it. Got another camp pushing top, so they're going to have to play a lot of defense here. 16 is here for Clouded Minds, and they are all up and healthy as of now. So VibeCheque is going to get the channel. I don't think they're going to be able to poke it. So Jax Taxman does take that. So that gives them 2 to 3. So that could be good if they get the next one, but they've got to survive until then. So they have a full level to go to get to 16. And the lanes, not a lot of XP immediately available. You've got that little wave in the mid, and there's a wave coming top and one coming bottom, but yeah, there's another wave mid, so yeah, that'll get them about halfway to 15. So I don't think this game is quite over yet. I think VibeCheque's still got some life left in him. And I was promised a game 3, so it's a foregone conclusion. VibeCheque's going to come back and win this game. And you will see it here. And are we going to the boss, or are we just checking out the boss? We checked it out, and we're going to go. And bottom, same thing. We're going to check out the boss. We're going to see no one here. Murky has scouted it out, so he sees them. So Clouded Minds, knowing everyone is up there, they can just tear this boss apart. And in the meantime, they will also grab that curse, or not the curse, sorry, the tribute. Curse doesn't do Clouded Minds any good because there's only the one keep to defend, but they need to keep that curse out of the hands of VibeCheque, so it's still kind of important for them. So Murky doing a really good job of just being super annoying here down at the bottom, and we've got the entire fish patrol down here trying to keep track of him. They do have the boss pushing, so Vanis is going to go deal with that. That might get keep wall. We'll see how quickly she's able to deal with it. If it does get the keep wall, it's not the end of the world. I don't think it's going to get the keep. She would probably prefer to keep that wall up, but she's not going to be upset if it goes. Let's see what happens on here. In the meantime, this boss is going to maybe get the keep. A couple more big fat boss auto attacks, and that keep is at about 5% health. Oh, Varian's in a little bit of trouble here. I don't know if all the protect in the world is going to help you there. Don't know. He walks out, and he almost got to the potion, but May was able to prevent him from getting there. So Varian is down. Murky is down just for 4 more seconds, but that gives them 5v4, so we'll see what they can do. If they get this curse, they might be able to transact some business. So are they going to get there in time? Or is Murky going to get it? No. Tanzo's going to throw the big long distance arrow, and he's going to poke it out. Deckard isn't able to channel it. Ming's doing a good job with those. Yeah, she took the long distance orb, so as long as she keeps hitting heroes, she can poke this for a while. But doesn't poke it forever, and the blue team is cursed, so we'll see what VibeCheque chooses to do with this. Now, they do have the problem that Clouded Minds is going to be 20 here very, very soon. The good thing is XP is easy for them because all the minions die with one shot. So if they can get a keep here, I think they're going to be back in it. In the meantime, back at the Hall of Justice, Murky back there doing Murky things. I can't switch to him on camera right now, but trust me, he's back there. You can see he's liberated that camp. Nice mind control there. And Ming finishes off Gazlo. And the taunt coming in onto May, and she's going to go down. Look at all those delicious rubies, but unfortunately no one was able to get to them. So back at the keep, it's just the Siege Giants for now, so it's not going to do too much damage. The next wave of minions can deal with that, I think. So that curse didn't get them a whole lot. That keep is a little bit below 50%. The other 2 keeps are still standing strong with no damage. And now they have the 20 problem. So they have almost a full level and a half to get. And Clouded Minds sensing blood in the water with May down, with Gazlo down. They've made the call to go core. Everyone doing a really good job of just hitting the core. So they don't really care if they lose 1 or 2 people here as long as the core goes down. But I don't know if they're going to get the core. Nice defense by VibeCheque. Nice taunt by Varian, but he had to get close enough, and he got caught in the Gravo, and he is going to get out. Hanzo's stun. Sylvanas goes down. Malfurion in a ton of trouble. I don't know if they're going to be able to chase him down. They are not. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, Ming almost got that orb right into Hanzo's breadbasket. I don't know if he knew it was coming or if he just happened to back up, but wow. He got very, very lucky there. So, or maybe it was skill. Maybe it wasn't luck, but one step in the wrong direction. Oof. So that's a 5v3 for VibeCheque. Are they... I don't think they're going to be able to end here, but they get a nice stagger going. But that 5v3 may not last much longer. Tyke is very low. He's backing up. He walked through some potions, so he's okay. May, very, very low also. So nice defense by Cloud of Minds, 3v4, saying, hey, this is our house, and we've got to keep behind us, so show some respect and get out. And that's exactly what happened. Ming with a nice orb. May able to just dodge that orb. Gazlo not able to join that push because he's got to play defense. They need to be like an Stanley Cup caliber NHL team right now. They need to have some really solid goaltending in the back. They need to have someone back there that can kill all the incoming waves and camps, and they don't have to worry about it. So they can do things up front. So they're thinking about this camp. The tribute is going to go over to Cloud of Minds. Doesn't really give them anything other than taking it off the map. Although, are they going to come and contest it? They do have 20 now, and they know where Clouded Minds is. So are they just looking for a fight? You know, I talked about them having to make a play. Maybe this is that play. The boss is down to about 20%. May's going to come in, and that boss goes red, not blue. However, Deckard is in a whole heap of trouble. He survives, and he gets to sleep on Varian, but Hanzo, not so lucky. Tychus goes down. So the boss did go red, but at the cost of 2 members of VibeCheque, so they should be able to take this boss down. They might even choose not to bother with the boss and just going in, but they're going to go ahead and play it safe, take the boss down. Murky, however, is going to be showing up with a core. He just keeps pushing camp after camp after camp. Now he's probably going to go take this camp. They've got another camp to deal with. So VibeCheque just having to devote way too many resources to just simply not letting the core go down. So that was a really nice defense of that boss by Cloud of Minds. Good play to stay frosty and not panic at the fact that you gave up the boss, knowing we've got to keep. It's okay. That boss will not survive to the core. We just have to turn around, kill some heroes, and get them out of there. And what's this? Murky has another camp pushing. So the tribute is going to go to Clouded Minds. And that's a curse. I don't know that the curse really helps them at this point. Certainly doesn't hurt, but VibeCheque all back on defense here. Murky is taken down. VibeCheque's got to make something happen here. Nice Gravo Bomb catching Star Knight, and Malfurion is going to go down. May with the crowd stasis stays alive just in time to trade with Varian, so that gives them 4v3. However, they have a Murky situation. I don't think they're going to be able to take Murky down before he finishes off the core at this point. 3%, 1%, and that's 0%. And that gives the game, the match in the series to Clouded Minds, 2-0. So for those of you hoping for that game 3, my apologies. Let's come here and look at the game results. And 12-7, so team fight wise, it was a lot closer here. Li Ming went 111-0, so wow, put out a lot of damage, almost doubled the highest damage from VibeCheque. But you know, if I'm going to give someone an MVP here, I think it's got to go to Murky. He just, you know, he didn't lead in XP. That was Gazlo. He didn't lead in siege damage. That was Gazlo. Gazlo did not have a bad game. He played really well, but Murky was just everywhere and was just so hard to deal with. They had to devote so much attention to that Murky late in the game. So if you give an annoying pest of the game award, that also goes to Murky. So let's go over to the map. And all right, let's give someone a point. So that puts the map over to Clouded Minds. So they picked both the maps. They won both the maps. And we're going to be lining up an interview. I believe Trilane is going to be joining us. So I'll be back in just a moment with that interview.
All right, everyone, gather round. On the 12th day of winter veil, the Nexus gave to me 12 mounts a prancing, 11 wisps a playing, 10 snowmen dancing, 9 angels singing, 8 heroes feasting, 7 murlocs marching, 6 zombie cookies. What in the?
5 undead kings.
You're ruining my song.
4 chocolate frogs.
Stop.
3 sweet spiders. 2 gummy goons. And a party. Hey!
And I'll end your killing spree.
And a happy winter veil to thee. I think that went pretty well.
All right, everyone, we are back with everyone's favorite Murky Trilena. So, how are you guys feeling after that 2-0 domination there?
Feeling pretty darn good. that being said, I'm actually not the Murky player. Trax
Oh,
is the
you are?
Murky player.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
Trax is.
I am so sorry. I just saw the tease and it's late. I had a very long day today, so my apologies. Please express to them just how annoying that Murky was, and I mean that with as a distinct compliment. That was the most annoying Murky I've seen in a very long time. So
Yeah, no, it's all good. Nobody knows how to say my name right anyway, so just people switching my name around at this point, I'm okay with anything. So don't feel bad at all. As far as the Murky goes, yeah, no, Trax knows how to play that fish so scarily well. I'm surprised nobody is like either counterpicking or like banning it or whatever. If you don't stop the sushi's going to run you over. Like, that's the bottom line.
yeah, and if you go back and watch the VOD there, it's for the last I don't know, good 6 or 7 minutes of the match, it was like, okay, VibeCheque is, they have an advantage, but someone's got to play D, someone's got to play D, and you always had to play D with the cores, or with the keeps down, but it was like someone has to play defense all the time and can't join the fight, and that lets you, the rest of the four kind of maybe make some defenses that maybe you couldn't have done if Gazlo was able to be there. But you guys did a really good job of keeping them on the back foot that game. And I called that out during the first game also. The macro was just on point. Every time a camp pumped, you guys were taking the camp. There were some really nice invades there. So is that something you guys, and I haven't seen a lot of D-West action this season, so is that something you guys really work on, is keeping that macro on point, or did you just have an especially good game tonight?
I think it's something that we're pretty consistent on. I know that when we got Traxix on our team this year, because this is our first season that we've had Traxix in the group, one of the big focus points that we had was she said, I like to do the macro thing, but I can do whatever the team needs. And so I wouldn't say we necessarily adjusted anything at all, because I feel like we've been consistently good with macro as a whole, but we just put more emphasis on it, I feel. Also, I will be right back.
Not a problem. Looks like he's got incoming calls from other important people. Going to go ahead and congratulate him too. I can't be.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm good now.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Not a problem. So, if you got to declare an MVP for that series, who do you give the MVP to? Is it the Murky, or is there someone else that really stands out?
I gotta give it to Trax, I think, because of the fact that game one, we saw what was being drafted, and we're like, well, I mean, we can kind of deal with it. And Trax was like, well, how about a Deathwing? And we looked over and we're like, yeah, sure, we'll give it a try and see what happens. And it worked really well. And then game two, it's that Murky is hands down. I think Trax might be the best Murky player in NGS, possibly. Like, she is so good on it, and just the constant pressure, like you said, fantastic.
Yep, it was really good. So I'm not going to keep you too long. I know you want to go celebrate with your team, throw champagne around the Cloud of Minds locker room, whatever it is you guys and gals like to do. But I will open the floor before we go to shoutouts. Anyone you want to throw a shout out to?
First and foremost, Bracken, thank you so much for casting the game tonight. It is
not
awesome.
a problem.
It is awesome to have casters come in every time, because we like to hear everyone's awesome voices doing our games, so we appreciate it. Massive GG to VibeCheque. Game 2 was definitely a lot closer than what we probably would have wanted, and y'all put up a good fight, so we are very happy with the result of the match and happy for a good game. Look forward to play you again soon.
Okay, well, I'll let you go then, and that is yet another domination. You guys have not lost a map, so keep it up. I'm assuming you've already secured a playoff spot for the season, so just a matter of keeping it up and rolling on to the playoffs. Good luck, and we'll see you there, and can't wait.
Yep, thank you. Have a good night.
All right, that's going to do it for us, everyone. So thanks, everyone, for coming out. Thanks for the raids. Thanks for everyone chatting it up. Everyone had a good time, so let's go out and get some wins. Good night, everyone.